live. Hello.
What is on YouTube? Welcome back to JoJo Speaks. Thank y'all so much for joining us for this being our live Hot Topics and Social Commentary show. I want to thank everyone for joining us on tonight, spending your 8 p.m. hour with your boy and your girl. I'm so glad that you guys have decided to join us. A couple things I want y'all to do before we get started. Be sure to subscribe to my channel. Press that big white subscribe button. I know what color it is now. It's free and easy to do. It takes less than a second to mash that thing. So why don't you go ahead and mash it for it, brother? Also, be sure to leave a thumbs up for this video. Let me know you're enjoying the content that I'm putting out on my channel. Also, be sure to leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts on the various topics that we'll be discussing on tonight. Also, be sure to press the notification bell so you're notified every time I post a new video. And last but not least, be sure to share JoJo Speaks with all your family, friends, and loved ones. Let everybody know JoJo Speaks is out here in these YouTube streets. Y'all, my favorite part of this introduction is Jennifer's flight attendant directions. It's so funny. It's so amazing for me to see. Jennifer and Bianca, how are both of y'all ladies? Lovely, beautiful, gorgeous ladies doing tonight?
I did fine.
Yes.
I had to realize that this shirt is a variation of green, so it's gonna look weird on here. But I said, "F it, I'll make it."
Yeah, it looks just fine to me. It doesn't look like it doesn't look weird to me either, Jennifer. I think you're good.
Oh no, I'm somewhat blending into the background just a little bit, but it's
Just a little bit.
just a little bit. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
All right. So shout out to Ms. Kim who gave me this particular topic earlier this week. I did see this clip. So I'm not sure exactly how long we're going to spend on this particular topic, but I thought it was important enough for me to mention. And yeah, now I am seeing the green kind of messing with your background.
Oh, yeah.
But hey, it is what it is. It's okay. It's okay. No need to change it, girl. We only got an hour. You know how fast that goes by. Y'all have to forgive me. I do feel a cold coming on. So if you hear a sniffle here or there, or if I have to turn off my camera to blow my nose, please understand that is what's going on.
You should get some zinc.
Yes. Mama told me that I should take some zinc, but I don't think she has any. So I did take some Dayquil before we went live. And then tomorrow I can go to the store and get all the drugs that I need to beat this thing. First, I want to say my mother told me to start watching His and Hers on Netflix. I've watched the first 3 episodes. That thing is good, y'all. It is good. Bianca, you pointing your finger at the camera. Did you finish it, girl?
I saw it today. Somebody on TikTok was streaming it. We always watch shows together, so I was doing it while I was filing evictions. It was so good. The ending.
Don't give it away. I've only seen the first 3 episodes. Okay.
How long do we got? Because I kept on seeing that like on TikTok a lot too. So how long we got to watch it?
It's 6 episodes. Yeah, it's 6 episodes and they're like 45 minutes.
Well, yes. What I'm asking is, what's the timeline so we can all talk about it? Because apparently y'all gonna want to talk about it, and I think I'm interested in seeing it.
I probably will have it finished by the end of tomorrow, personally. So at least start watching it next week, by next week at least, or start watching it this weekend maybe.
Understood.
I encourage everyone to watch that show. It is really good. So Ms. Kim sent me this clip, not this clip, but this article about Yolanda Adams speaking on the LGBTQIA+ community last week. I actually heard the clip on a podcast saying that, God says that we should love everyone. We should not try to denigrate or speak negatively about the LGBTQIA+ community. And the funny thing is, I had a dream, including Yolanda Adams. I think maybe about 3 or 4 years ago, that reminded me of this article that came out that, I don't know if she was coming along with this decision to start, speaking out about the LGBTQIA+ community. Whatever the case is, I'm so happy that she saw it necessary to speak out because there are not a lot of other gospel artists that are speaking on our behalf. And I really can't think of any other. I know that Kirk Franklin has spoken positively about the community in the past. But he's really the only other one that I can think of. I don't know if anyone else can think of any other gospel artists that have spoken up for us. But I'm hoping that this will encourage other gospel artists to do something similar or to do the same. I'm not expecting it, but I'm so happy that she was brave enough. She's a very established artist. She is an icon in the gospel music industry, and so that was very big of her to speak on our behalf. Because once again, not only do we not see it that much in the Black church, but we definitely do not see it much in the gospel community. So, Bianca, did you hear about this, and are you surprised? And do you think that this will encourage more people in the gospel music industry or in the Black church in general to speak out on our behalf as LGBTQ plus people?
I didn't see it, but I'm definitely not surprised. Yolanda Adams, she just seems like that person. She's not hateful. She don't seem like it at all. Now, will it encourage other people? Probably not.
Right.
A lot of other people, artists in general, have spoke on it, and it's still not encouraging people to. Which the church is where a lot of the singers come from. So it
Right.
seems like that they would embrace it more.
You would think.
You would think that they would, but I don't think if it
Right.
had changed by now, a lot of people set in their ways at this time, especially older pastors. So I
Mhm.
don't think it's going to encourage them to do anything. No, unfortunately not.
Yeah, I definitely agree with your viewpoint. Jennifer, were you surprised by this? Do you think this will encourage other artists in the gospel community to speak out on our behalf?
I've certainly heard a little bit about it. I didn't see her whole what she said, but I'm not surprised it coming from Yolanda Adams because she has never been problematic. I've never seen her have a misstep, period. Um,
Mhm.
it seemed like she's just walking in love in all that she does, and I
Right.
haven't seen anything or heard of anything negative. Like I've even heard am I gonna say? I've even heard of like Shirley Caesar cussing people out. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like so people talk, and
Mhm.
if there was those kind of conversations happening, we would have heard something by now. So I'm not surprised, and I'm happy that she did say something. I kind of feel in my shondo that she might have said something to herself, thinking about like the whole Donnie McClurkin thing, because they're close, they're cool.
Yeah, they're very close.
It really just makes me think about the reason why he has to do things behind closed doors. He
Mhm.
has to. He absolutely has to because of the industry that he's in and, the group that he's connected to, which is, I was about to say the Holy Rollers, the Christians. Well, may I wanna call them the Holy Rollers, but,
And I think he's Kojic as well, or at least very close to the Kojic church. I know he doesn't preach in the Kojic church, but I feel like he's very close to them.
I reckon I don't know.
Okay.
But I will say having legends speak up like this and it would be
Mhm.
nice for it to happen more and more often. It just consider how many people it will free, because just think about
Yeah.
all the people that everybody and they mama, including the people that's damn them to hell, know that they gay, but um they just do their amazing work with the vocals, they do their amazing work with the music, they do their amazing work with just being in there looking good, but they
Right.
can't be amazing and live their own lives out loud no matter what. They just are being tolerated, unfortunately. So my hope is that more legends like a Yolanda Adams, though she may have not had album after album, that voice is legendary. Um,
Okay.
I hope that people will try to get on board in speaking out, because I know that there's a lot of people in the church that don't care about people being gay.
Right.
A
A
lot,
whole lot of them.
but they choose not to speak on it
Mhm.
because they're afraid of money loss. They're speaking to
Mhm.
the old people that's, sending in all of the money. So, yeah, um, I know why they don't say anything to uplift the LGBTQIA community, because they're concerned about money.
Right.
I have a question though. Do y'all think that should preference should be a topic in general? Because like even the church that I went to, he didn't speak on gay or straight necessarily. He didn't necessarily speak on either. So do you think that it should be opened up? And if it does, will the other part, the people who aren't in the community feel like, well, they don't get uplifted like that too. Because from what my experience, nobody is, and our church accept everybody.
Right. I feel as though the conversation is always going to be important. And especially since the beginning of time, it has been needed. Since the beginning of time, it has been needed. Since the beginning of time, it has been needed. It is well overdue for us as a church to have this conversation with the LGBTQIA plus community being in the room, because we can't have, some, I don't want to say a whole lot of ignorant people, but we can't have some ignorant people in the room with no one in the room with knowledge of the life and knowledge of how it is to live as a person in the LGBTQIA plus community. Now, it may cause a rift in the church, with those who support the community and those who don't, going at each other and, having this fight, because, a lot of times people don't want to talk about politics, people don't want to talk about religion, and people don't want to talk about sexuality, because those are very divisive subjects. However, we're talking about people's souls here, and the church is losing souls left and right by continuously speaking up against the LGBTQIA plus community, continuing to speak up against same-sex marriage, continuing to speak up against trans rights, continuing to speak up against everything that has to do with the LGBTQIA plus community. But the conversation is needed because education is needed. And that's why we need to be in the room to educate those who are ignorant of what it is to be not only LGBTQIA plus, but to be connected with God at the same time. Jennifer, what is your answer to that question?
I think the reason why a lot of pastors don't speak on it is because they don't want to go. They're not interested in the back and forth.
Right.
I also believe a lot of pastors that don't speak on it understand that they're not as well versed as they would like to be to speak on it, because there's going to be plenty of people that's going to say, well, the Bible says this and the Bible says that. Because it's like, you really, if you think about it, you really would have to prepare yourself for a conversation like that,
Yeah.
because if you're going based upon this, maybe you shouldn't be eating shrimp, maybe you
Right.
shouldn't be wearing these
Mixed linens.
yeah, mixed clothes. So it's like, um some people avoid it to not have to have the back and forth. I believe that there are pastors that don't talk about it because they don't want to discourage anyone, even though they do feel it might be wrong because they don't understand, right?
Mm-hmm.
I believe that there are pastors that simply don't speak on it because they're not ready to go back and forth. I
Right.
believe, of course, as we all know, there's plenty of pastors that's just going to say what they feel needs to be said to keep them old butts in the seats and the
Mm-hmm.
money coming. So they're going to damn you to hell. And then there are the people that are free enough to say what needs to be said and have the open, just show the open arms of Jesus Christ, by saying, "Hey, you are loved as you are. Quit damning these people to hell." Now, I do give it up to the people that are strong enough to do that, to say that out loud,
Mm-hmm.
because it's not easy. But I hope a turnaround comes, because you know us not having the Antoines, the Marcuses, and the wonderful people. Like, just think about all the choir people that we wouldn't have if it wasn't for the LGBTQIA community. Um, so it's unfortunate, but Bianca, I believe the conversation absolutely needs to be had. But the reason why it hasn't is for fear. It's fear.
I
Fear
agree
of
with
not
that.
having an answer.
I agree
Um,
with that.
Auntie Robin's here, you all.
Hey, Auntie Robin.
Robin.
Miss Kim is here, you all.
Hey, Miss Kim. Greetings and salutations. Good evening, my love.
She says, "Hi, J and B." Miss Kim said, "I just took my mom some cold meds. I'm getting us both some zinc in the morning.
Yeah.
Get
Yeah.
that zinc going." Um, Miss Kim says, "I'm watching it. I'll send my thoughts."
Thank you. Thank you, Miss Kim. I appreciate it.
Miss Kim also says, "I wholeheartedly agree with Yolanda Adams." Dustin says, "Hi."
Hey, Dustin.
Unveiled Vibrations, Mr. Tyrone McCullum is here in the space. Say hello.
Hello, Tyron.
Hey.
And he also says JBJ with some peace signs and the hearts and smiles and stuff like that. He's so nice. Avil Vibration says, I thought he was Pentecostal. Look, I don't know, man. But it is easy to kind of like think that he might be with Kojic because Kojic has a lot of their hands in gospel music, period. So yeah, but I don't think so. I don't know. Anyway, Ms. Kim says pastors should focus on spiritual leadership and guidance. Let the people love let the people love be between them and God.
I agree with that too, Miss
Yeah.
Kim.
But I do also believe there is space for the affirmation though.
Right.
Because there's so many pastors that condemn. It needs to be made up by so many pastors and leaders and even more to uplift and say, no, he loves you. He loves you
Mhm.
as you are. Saying it specifically because there are so many people that feel unseen. And to say it in a roundabout way, yeah, it's nice, but it's nothing like saying you. God loves you, you gay man, you.
Mhm. Absolutely.
And Unveiled Vibration says the church fears that they got it wrong.
Mm.
Mm.
Mm. Ooh, and accountability will need to be had. But anyway, since we're on the subject of church, the comedian Drewski,
Ooh, child.
he it's okay. He did a skit of sorts. Now, when I saw this post, I really thought the man was a preacher. The way he had it all set up, the way that he was on the platform in front of the podium, the way that he was talking, the way that he was preaching. To me, it seemed so legit. I was like, "Is this man a preacher?" Because I hadn't been familiar with Drewski before seeing this post, and so he did a post that was in a way mocking I guess probably more specifically the black church. He was on a high wire. He called this older woman up who was apparently did not have the ability to have children, and he said he was going to impregnate her with the word of God, and he was doing some pelvic thrust along with it. And it was a mess. And then there was another scene where he had a choir behind him, and he said, "We are collecting $4 million, and ain't nobody leaving until we get it." And apparently the church is a little upset with that. And I wonder why. Jennifer, go ahead.
Did you see that when he was in the Rolls Royce?
No, I didn't see that
He
one.
was driving the Rolls Royce and
Of course.
telling people to back the F up.
Child, the church is not here for it. And I had a conversation with my mother about this because she asked me about it earlier today. And I said, wow, would it be that much of a problem if it weren't true? Because I think the reason why it is such an issue with the Black church is because it is so true. And that's not to say that that's a great representative of the Black church in general, but it is a representative of some Black churches. And we've seen clear evidence of that. Once again, clear evidence of that. And so to be upset, I get why you might be upset, but then again, why would you be upset? Are you upset because it's true? Are you upset because you feel as though he's mocking God? Because he's not mocking God at all. He's mocking the church. Period. Point blank. He didn't claim to be God. He didn't claim to, anything like that. It wasn't blasphemy in any way, shape, or form. I mean, he was calling a thing, at least in my opinion. So I thought it was hilarious. He was doing the worm on the stage. Like he was acting a straight up fool, and I loved every minute of it. So Jennifer, were you surprised by the reaction from the Black church, and were you entertained? Because I definitely was, girl.
Surprise? Are you kidding me? No, absolutely not. Of course that was going to happen. Now I do take, when you say the church is like no, because we got to we can't just say the church. We got to keep it real specific. Those churches or
Yes,
churches like that.
right.
Talking about his Louboutins and his Dior monogram jackets, and it's like let's be real. We've seen it. We've seen it. We've seen it. I found it freaking hilarious, Jonathan. I really enjoyed it. It's basically a reflection. One thing I love about Drewski, and I've been following him for a long time. I've followed
Okay.
him. Could have been records as well as Drewski's things on TikTok, and it's I think that some of the best comedy is a reflection of what we see or what's going on, and um, but
And I think that's mainly because people can relate to it, you know?
yeah, because we've seen it. And it's not true. People have said these things. They said these things. They've done these things. They've worn these things, and we've seen them in the we've seen them in roll up, looking like these things. But here's my thing. What I love about Drewski, he has no problem um doing these things. First of all, second
Right.
of all, he reposts people that act crazy as a result of the post that he made.
That's so smart.
Today, once again, I follow him, so I see all his reposts, right?
Yeah.
He reposted this pastor in heels, Louboutin shoes, the little spiky ones.
Yeah.
He had he had a jacket that was brand name. I forget what it was, and he was
Dior.
it. Okay, thank you. And he was cussing in the pulpit, talking about this fat mf'er. I
I've
said,
heard him. I saw that. I saw that.
the wherewithal for people to do that and not understand or have the foresight or just like the introspection to be able to see I'm literally what this man was talking about.
Did he, if I'm not mistaken, he said F that fat B word?
Yes.
Isn't that what he said? Okay. I thought that's what I
Yes.
heard.
I'm so happy y'all saw it because
Mhm.
it's like a part of me was, is this AI? There's no way a person is just doing this as a result of that. You are literally shining a mirror to sir. And then the parishioners, oh yeah, yeah, go off, pastor, or whatever. I thought that it's like this is why he reposted right here.
Right.
This is
Right.
why this because it is happening. This is what's going on. This is what's going on here. So I enjoyed it and I thought it was hilarious. And I think it's sad that a lot of us are used to those antics
Right.
and we have put that in our minds that that is church.
Exactly.
And then when
'Cause-
you see other people do it, it's like,
Mhm.
church looks a little suspicious. Go ahead, Bianca.
I want to say before you go, Bianca, my favorite part was when he was talking about the blood of Jesus and he lifted up the soles of his feet so you could see the red bottoms. Go ahead, Bianca. What are your thoughts on this?
Now, I didn't see any other videos. I'm not a fan of Drewski at all. So I didn't see any of his videos. But I did see that reaction where the pastor called him what he said.
Right.
I mean, I'm not surprised by it anymore. Like, I don't know why these things even go viral or spark outrage because I'm not surprised by any of this anymore. It just seems like the norm. Church is never what it was. Like when I was growing up, going to my great grandmom church,
Hmm.
none of this foolishness would have been allowed. I grew up back in the days where the little girls had on them big foo-foo dresses and the little socks that fold up, and the grandmamas had on them little kitten heels with the thick square blocks and they long dresses to the ground. Damn, they didn't want you to wear no pants in the church because it was gonna be the men had to have on suits, and it was the suits from G and K or D and K or whatever it's called.
Come on, sis.
That's what I'm used to. But now all of a sudden everybody gotta be so flashy. But that's the world. That's everybody. That's the people on up on the pulpit and the people that's sitting in the audience too.
Hmm.
Everybody just have one focus. Like when we were talking about the donations, how everybody want to jump up there and be the first one to give rent money just so they can be seen. Church is a show these days.
Mm-hmm.
It's a show. So I'm not surprised. And I mean, they can't get mad. Y'all want to live stream everything and y'all want to sit up here and act the fool, then you can't get mad at what comes back with it. And then you look like a bigger fool because not only are you flashy and using the people money, but now you up there cursing in the pulpit with some Chick-fil-A and some McDonald's and some Zaxby's in front of you. For what?
He
I
was just
just don't
mad, girl.
understand it. So I mean, too bad, so sad. The only thing that I hate about it is that people gonna think he a cool A pastor because he said a B word, a cuss word, and he might get more followers from that.
He probably will. He
And that's
probably will.
the sad reality.
It is. It is. And you know, people would talk about the gay community in the church, and you cussing in the church. Like, how? What kind of sense that make? I
Ain't
did.
that cool?
Right. I did see a clip earlier on the Instagram of this pastor asking those who did not have enough to give to raise their hand and raise them high. And then I just scrolled up. I didn't want to see what he was going to do after
Nah,
that.
because
Like,
I wanted to know. I was waiting to say if he was he gonna start handing them out bills.
right. Exactly.
$100 for you, $100 for you. Well, are you blessing the people?
You get a C note. You get a C note. You get a C note. Okay.
Because if you're
So
doing that, what you need to know for?
why is it any of your business? If it's not in the collection plate, then you don't need to know about it. And you don't need to know why I don't have enough to give. It's none of your business. Anyways, Jennifer, do we have any comments before we move
There's
forward?
comments, but that's absolutely disgusting.
Yeah, it was.
It's like,
He
who's
said
going
raise
to
them
say,
high. He said raise them high.
who's
Like,
going to say this is spiritual manipulation? Who's going to stand up? I'm gonna have to start making more TikTok videos because this is ridiculous.
it
That's
is.
anywho, moving on and moving forward.
I love how you de-escalated your voice there, girl. It was perfection and professionalism. I love that.
I try my best. Let's see. Tyro says it's all Paul and Moses' fault. No, it's not. I'll tell you why. It's human beings' fault. Okay. Having our thought process of what it is. And then it's like a lot of us don't even understand exactly what they were talking about at that time and how that time, you know, compares with us or something like that. I don't know if
Yeah.
I'm sure that's not the word I was going to say. Anyway,
It's okay.
Unveiled Vibration says the church could learn to laugh at itself sometimes. Why so serious? The Joker in the Dark Knight movie.
Right.
But the thing is, if we're able to make a joke of the foolishness, that means they won't take it as seriously, and that means they won't get as much money out their pockets.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they don't want them to take it as a joke right there. Above Vibration says, Bianca, everyone is trying to become the famous pastor of all pastors.
Yep.
Oh, and also those types of videos and those types of mockeries makes those who are okay with that type of behavior look like fools. And for you to tell me that I look like a fool, I got a problem with that. I got a problem with that. Yes, I'm still sitting in the pew. Yes, I'm going back next Sunday because that's what I like. That's what I like to hear. It makes
like
them look like fools. It really does. And I don't want to say that they are fools, but
I'll say it. They are fools. I'll say that because yes, they are. They absolutely are. Because when we get to the point where we're worshiping a human being in the pulpit, we have reached an issue. We have reached an impasse. There is a problem. We need to redirect something because you should not be worshiping a human being.
But I disagree with that.
Go ahead. Yes.
Because they don't think that they look like fools.
Exactly.
They think that they doing everything that they supposed to do. All of this, like I told y'all, I went to a church at one time. The pastor's wife, so beautiful, so dedicated, got the C word, and he started cheating on her with somebody on the front row with a pin on because she paid the most. And then they ended up getting a divorce and they got married. People don't see nothing wrong with what they did. You can't tell that lady she was wrong for that to save her life. You can't tell her she was wrong.
But you know, I also believe that the people that see that there's wrong in it need to continue to speak up because there's
Right.
there's people that's on the verge of like,
right.
What is that? They need to hear more people saying no as a Christian, and I've been starting to say that more often in people's chats as well as out loud. As a Christian, no, this ain't right. Why would you be doing this? This is, the Lord is not pleased in this space. You know what I'm saying?
He
And I
lost his
also think,
franchise at the church. He lost his franchise at the church because everybody was like, "Say what?" I first.
but I also think those who are okay with it are typically indoctrinated in those beliefs,
Oh
in
yeah.
those types of churches. That's all that they know, and that's all that they're used to, and they don't know anything else. And those other churches who do things the right way, they feel as though that is the wrong way. What I do, what I stand for, what I like to see every Sunday is the right way because I don't know that's all that they know. That's what they grew up in. That's they don't know nothing else. And so
No,
I do get why they would feel disrespected in that moment, but you got to read the room, and you got to understand that I don't think that that's the majority of Black churches, but those are the Black churches that do stand out the most because
right.
it is so out of line, because it is so unbelievable that someone like Marvin Winans would have a line for giving a certain amount of it. Like it's not good. It's not good. It's not good. It's not good, y'all. It's not good. Jennifer, I think we have some other comments to get to as well.
What you gonna say, Bianca?
I just don't understand at what point do your brain catch up? Because
Right.
even people who are raised as in a foster care, they can grow up and be everything to their children. People whose parents beat on them, they don't beat on their kids because their parents beat on them. They say, I would never do my kids like this because it was done to me. There's no way you could
Hmm.
be preaching and reading one thing in the Bible and then doing the same, the thing against it to the people in your pulpit and then act like it's right or you don't see nothing wrong with it. You know, you should know at some point that these things are wrong, and that's why I can't even deal with those type of people to get in my energy. I won't even have a conversation with you because you guys to be stupid.
Yeah.
I,
Yeah.
I
And
think
shut up.
I think part of it is just the simple fact that they're still in it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, Now I think it takes some time. Like I think even if my mother was on over here, she'd be able to say out loud like it takes time to get to that point because there's things that be like, huh,
Hmm.
okay, but those things, aggressions will build up. And I think the worst part is for women. Us women,
Yeah.
it's really easy for us to follow blindly. But that's why I feel now I know that people may disagree with me, but I believe that Drewski's doing some of God's work, and I'll tell you why.
Hmm.
Shining a light on those things, once again, in a comical way to see how crazy that looks. And you saw that on your pastor last Sunday.
Hmm. Hmm.
If yeah, some people go to the thing of, yeah, he would, you know what I'm saying? I stand for my past. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
eventually, some of those thoughts are going to seep in because he's not going to be the only person to say that. He's not going to be the only person to do that. Or you're going to hear the story where the pastor that you've been following for all these years have been doing some foul stuff. Now,
Hmm.
all of a sudden, it's like, what should I do? I guess I shouldn't have been following it. You know, I
Yeah.
believe things build up. I give people grace because they're only human.
Right.
No, to be clear, I wasn't talking about the people watching. I'm talking about the pastor himself. Like,
Mm.
how are you preaching one thing from the
Right.
Bible and doing the complete opposite to your congregation?
Yeah.
You know what you're doing.
Yeah.
That's
See,
what I meant, not the people. No, I can get something, they see it, and they're like, hold on now. I'm gonna write that
that's
down.
who's going to the pits of hell right here.
There we go.
And I'm
That's
able to
what I
kind
meant.
of say that with, with conviction because that's a pastor that has souls on him.
Yep.
He's supposed to be making sure that they're staying connected to Christ, not him and their money.
Right.
So I don't even think about the pastors because they already got their own coming to them, and everything is going to continue to come to the light for the foolishness that they do, especially the womenizing women and all that stuff, and playing around with the money. Those things are going to continue to come out to the forefront.
Right.
Um, it's the parishioners that I care about. I don't care about the pastors You
Yeah.
know what you're doing. The
Right.
pastors know what they're doing.
But they're only allowed to do it because their parishioners are allowing them to do that, and they're standing for it, and they keep coming back every single Sunday to get more and more of it.
But in the end, though, it's still on the pastor because they manipulated the parishioners
Oh,
to feel as if like,
absolutely.
yeah, this is okay. This is what church should be. Miss Kim says, where did Drewski get the material for the skit? I rest my case.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Uh, and Auntie Robin says today is Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated's Founder Day. Ski. We to us. Yes.
Absolutely.
That's
I was going to announce that as well because Delta Sigma Theta celebrated their Founders Day this week as well. So shout out to the Alpha Kappa Alphas and the Delta Sigma Thetas. Happy Founders Day to y'all.
How about the bakery I went to? She's a AKA. So apparently she was having a she was having a sale. So everybody came up in their paraphernalia. And
Okay.
and I got a buttercream pound cake. And of course, it was pink and green.
Green.
girl,
Of
was it
course.
good?
Huh?
Was it good?
I haven't ate it yet. I'm saving it for dessert.
Is the pink part like is strawberry flavored? Is it strawberry flavored?
No, it's just colored.
Oh,
It's just the
okay.
color
Okay.
of the cream
Sorority.
cheesecake.
Okay.
And Unveiled Vibration says Happy Founders Day.
All right. So let's get to these topics that I actually put in the title.
26 minutes in.
So right, almost 40 minutes in, honey. Anyways, so let's hit and quit this one because I really don't want to talk much about it. Stephen A. Smith did an interview with ABC, addressing the fact that it seems as though he has an issue with Black women. He's spoken out against Joy Reid, and his response to that question was like, "Well, Joy Reid got canceled because her ratings were low, and we got to know like what happens in businesses and in TV network. That's the way that it works." He was also called out for speaking up against Jasmine Crockett, and he said again, Jasmine Crockett is a wonderful. He's really good at giving people accolades and then following that up with shade. Like he does that all of the time, And when he was asked, when people say that you have an issue with Black women, what is your response to that? And he's like, where's the evidence? I just gave you the examples of said evidence, sir. Like, what do you mean? Of course, Stephen, oh Lord, that shade itself saying, of course, he's not married. Well, Stephen A. Smith is not married, so I don't know how he gets along with the female counterparts. To me, especially after he said what he said about Serena Williams performing with Kendrick Lamar, saying that, if that was my wife, I'd be like, what makes you think that it's okay for you to be, trying to shade your ex when you married to me? Like, that's classic Black man. Oh, Lord. Not classic Black men in general, but classic that type of Black man saying that type of thing. Jennifer, go ahead. What are your thoughts?
Oh, you're finished? I was
Yeah,
going to ask you, did you see Serena's husband respond to him when he was on his show?
Oh, absolutely. And we talked about it on my show. We talked about it when it happened. Yeah.
The way that blessed my spirit.
It sure did. Okay, because I speak to those who fund Fortune 500 companies, so that's what I speak on. Are you married, sir? Are you qualified to speak on married people's business, sir? Proceed, Jennifer.
I just feel like Stephen A. Smith goes where the money is. That's all he's doing. He's trying to pander to everybody to make sure that he keeps money flowing. So yeah, I never found him as a reputable source of candor, and I still don't find him as that. It annoys me. It annoys me hearing him talk, and I never expected him to stick up for Black women. So the words that came out of his mouth about Black women were no surprise to me. I don't see him, even though he does have a daughter that could take his place. Because I've seen her talk. She's funny, like her daddy, but something tells me she may have a little bit more sense than him. Prayerfully.
Bianca, what are your thoughts on Stephen A. Smith? Do you think he has an issue with Black women?
You know what? I can appreciate a person like that because let me know who to stay the hell away from.
Exactly.
If you don't want me around you, baby, I don't want to be around you because
That's
ain't
it.
no what you're gonna do. So thank you for letting me know how you feel about us, and you can catch me on the flip side.
That's
We
it.
on.
That's it. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So, big news this week. NeNe Leakes is. Oh, go ahead, Jennifer.
Sorry. Miss Kim said that's why his hairline is in Zimbabwe.
Okay, way back there, way back there, honey.
You got Bianca going. Auntie Robert says Stephen A is a world class ass. Uh, he may or may not have had an issue with black women. Probably does. I think
Mhm.
he does because he don't have one to speak of.
Okay,
But he definitely um shills for massa.
right.
There's
Because
dollars in betrayal.
these days he's starting to sound like a Trump supporter. That's just my opinion.
Martin,
That
he
is
been
just
sound
my
like
opinion because he spoke out about that woman, Miss Good, in Minneapolis, I think it was, whose life was taken by the ICE agent. And he said, "Yeah, that legally she was in the wrong. Legally, there's nothing that's going to happen to that ICE officer whose name is Jonathan Ross. They've released his name finally. Jonathan Ross is his name. I won't tell you what to do to him. I won't tell you to go to his house. Go to
just
I would."
information.
Okay, because I would dox him if I had the information, child. But hey, it is what it is.
Lord have
Any other comments,
mercy.
Jennifer?
Auntie Robert says when the folks propping him up and supporting him drop him, I want to see him cry. I want to see him cry as he comes to the cookout with the plate that gets turned away.
Oh.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Mamir's here.
Hey, Mamir, so glad you're here,
Yeah.
girl.
She says, "Good evening, everyone." And Founders Day. Sounds suspicious. LOL. No, founders for Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. That's what the day is.
Y'all are idiots.
It's okay, Mamir. It's okay. It is okay. So as I was saying, NeNe Leakes is making her return back to Bravo. She will be on the cast of the Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip. Um, I, for one, when she had her lawsuit against NBC Universal, Bravo, Andy Cohen, and all the above, I literally thought that she would never grace the screens of Bravo again. I think I called it. I think I because of the things in her lawsuit that she was saying against her former employers. Um, I thought that there was no space for her on that network, but apparently they were able to work something out. Now, one thing I will have to say before I take it to Bianca, I don't want to see NeNe back on the Housewives of Atlanta. I think she is. I don't want to be ageist here, but I think she is too old, at least at this point, compared to the rest of the cast. Now, maybe if the cast was a little bit older, I would be okay with seeing NeNe back on the show. But the cast is quite young. It's being led by Miss Portia Williams, who I believe is in her 40s, if I'm not mistaken, or possibly in her late 30s. And that's kind of the age range of the group. I think Angela is probably in her 40s. But, to me, I don't think NeNe would fit on the current cast of Housewives of Atlanta. I'm surprised that they brought Phaedra back, to be honest, even though I should not have been surprised. But, and I don't think Phaedra fits in the group either as well. I think Phaedra can go, but I'm sure she'll be back on the next season. But anyways, I don't watch Ultimate Girls Trip. I've never seen any episode of Ultimate Girls Trip. I do understand that it's typically housewives who are on the show who get into some type of drama. It's just a Real Housewives, like All Stars type of thing. So I won't be watching because I don't care for the show. But Bianca, are you surprised to see NeNe back on Bravo? And will you be watching her on the next season of Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip?
Of course, I will be watching. I
Okay.
love Ultimate Girls Trip. I love it. This is gonna be like the third season. And she needs to go ahead and take up her revamp her space for traders next. Okay, because I love the traders too. I'm not surprised that NeNe is back on the show because money talk and BS walk.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody, all the fans, all around the world are requesting NeNe. NeNe has lost most of her businesses. She doesn't have them anymore. She was getting blackballed, things that she was supposed to do. Remember, Portia stabbed her in the back on the show that she was supposed to be on.
Yep.
She has been getting turned down and all of this, so she probably is hurting for money. But what I can say is because of the situation, I'm pretty sure she had some lawyers that worked out a deal that she could not refuse. I believe she's gonna be paid for her pain, and I don't see
Right.
anything wrong with that. She get to go on a vacation for free. I don't think that NeNe is gonna be getting into it like that with all these other franchises women because I mean you got to think about it. Giselle's already been there. Um,
Mhm.
the other people from Potomac has already been on the trip. So more than likely it's going to be a lot of the other women from the other franchises. So I don't think she's going to have the opportunity to be too much sister girl because I don't think the girls, because how they act, they know how NeNe can get. I don't think that those women are going to try her like that because they don't have the balls to. So I think it's just going to be like a free vacation for her and she's finna get paid the big bucks to do it.
Absolutely. Bianca, piggybacking off of you mentioning Traders, me personally, I did not like watching the last season of Traders because to me, Traders is like an unfair type of thing because it seems like it favors those who are the traders and they seem to have all the power on the show. However, I have seen the first 3 episodes of the current season of Traders and I am enjoying it and I will watch the entire season. So
Mm-hmm.
Traders, it is a good season. I love the I don't want to give anything away. So, Jennifer, what are your thoughts on NeNe's return to Bravo, and will you be watching
Just like you,
Ultimate Girls Trip?
just just like you, Jonathan, I was certainly thinking that NeNe might not ever grace Bravo, period. Just from what I heard Bravo Andy say.
Oh yeah.
He said, keep my name out your mouth, I'll keep your name out my mouth. I'll do that. And there's a chance that maybe some conversations has been had, things
Mhm.
that we have not been able to see. Um, I never thought, thank you for your perspective, Bianca, because I never thought about how she might not have wanted to work anything with Bravo. I kind of always thought that she might have wanted to be honest with you. Um, but I do believe it's a great thing. I don't agree with you, Jonathan, on her not being on Atlanta Housewives. I don't
Oh,
agree with that.
really?
I was thinking if the Grand Dame can certainly be on Potomac and still be somebody that we see as necessary on Potomac, because I certainly can't wait to see her again, see some clips of her, because she is a hoot nanny. I believe that NeNe can find her space, as she always has found her space. They've had those youngins come in around the last few seasons that she was on. So yeah, I believe that she would be fine and she would find her way on there. Um, because personally, I don't believe that Portia can carry a show. Do you agree with me, Bianca?
Definitely agree. I forgot to talk about that, but yep, I agree.
Okay.
I would agree with that as well. I think by default, she's kind of taken that mantle because whom else would take that mantle
Yeah,
since
'cause she's the most famous, yeah.
all the other girls are mainly new. Shamia, this was her first time being an actual housewife. This was Angela's first season. This was Kelly's first season. Ain't nobody gonna put Drew at the top of the calling card. So it got to be Portia. Portia's it by default,
But
basically.
and the thing that I do enjoy about grown people, they have no problem putting things on the table.
Right.
Yeah.
And, though I didn't watch a whole lot of Housewives because of the foolishness that I heard about it, and it's
Mhm.
like, what's the point? I It's clear that people are not putting things on the table because it's like a lot of these reality shows have been just held on a lot of uncertainty, not understanding what's going on. What happened with that? But what did you tell her? Then how did this find out? You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
like I feel like the grown people like to get down to the middle of it. It sounds like Cynthia being a friend of the show was
Mhm.
a great opportunity for her to just be like, well, what happened?
Because she was kind of the mediator in the most recent season, or
And
like the mother of the group. So yeah,
I
absolutely.
believe NeNe would add to that. So yes, I certainly believe NeNe would be a great addition. And I believe she deserves it. I think that what happened with Bravo, I believe there's some truth to it because I
I was
think
just gonna say that.
I believe there's some truth to it because once again, they never would have had her, period, with these allegations that were put out. And
Mhm.
and it's not like everything was thrown out and dismissed. No, they came to an agreement and conclusion. So that means she had enough to say, if we put this in front of a judge, if we put this in front of a jury, they may feel the same way as NeNe. So let's just quiet this down.
I appreciate that perspective. I really
Yeah,
do. Do we
like
have any
coming to a conclusion like that, that's very telling.
Yeah.
It's very telling.
Agreed.
But I'm very happy for her and them. God bless. Okay, I'm gonna try to scoot through these.
Oh, it's a lot.
Auntie Robin says, Mamere, no, it's my sorority. The first, yes, you better. The first Black letter Greek organization for women, founded in 1908. Today.
No, that's right.
Absolutely. Rep for your squad, Auntie Robin.
Auntie Vibrations says, Mamere is the anniversary date of the sorority's founding date. Miss Kim says NeNe put Housewives on the map. Exactly. Because I promise you I wasn't watching. Exactly. I wasn't watching when Orange County was on.
Me neither.
I still don't watch that.
Okay.
Because I think that's where it began, right? Orange County.
It did.
Mm-hmm. Auntie Robin says Bravo must be reeling from low ratings, and there has to be an ironclad agreement, re her behavior for NeNe's return. Personally, I'm no longer watching any of the Housewives. Understood, sis. Miss Kim says NeNe will appear on Real Housewives Ultimate Girl Trip. Mamere says, Auntie Robin, oops, sorry, it's just in my experience all these days, Americans have celebrated old white women. LOL. Aside from that, the sorority is very impressive. I'm going to Google it.
Please do. Please do.
Divine. Divine.
Miss Kim says, I hope Girls Trip opened the door to a full return to Real Housewives of Atlanta. I certainly do agree with that, because I promise you, I haven't been watching any of these Real Housewives. I almost watched Potomac, but some of them other girls got on my nerves the way y'all were talking about it. Like, I ain't gonna pay no attention to this. But
when I tell you, you're going to want to physically assault Giselle and Ashley if you watch this season, girl. I know you.
Think so?
I saw when people were talking about.
Hey, hold up, Jennifer. Hold up, Jennifer. Bianca. Now, I know you are not about to come to Giselle's defense for anything, girl. What?
Let me tell you, I can't stand her, but Giselle had to do it since Karen was gone. Giselle ain't been that messy to me this season.
Not from what I heard, no.
She said the girl didn't look like herself, and she don't.
I would agree, but we have another topic to get to. I don't have all night to go on.
I feel like, but Ashley for sure. People have gotten to the point of talking about Ashley's forehead, so I see that it's getting real. Anyway, Miss. Yes, Miss Kim. I want Karen gone. I don't support bad behavior and zero accountability.
That's well. I mean, Karen is going to do a sit down with Andy, and I do think that she's going to address her alcoholism. So there's a possibility, fingers crossed, that's right, Jennifer. There's a possibility that there might be some accountability in that. We'll see. We might have to cross our toes and our eyes as well. But we will see. I'm not expecting it necessarily, but I think there's a chance that there might be just a smidge bit of accountability. I don't know.
It certainly does suck.
I don't know if she's
going to prison or jail.
Right. I don't know if she's actually going to go into rehab, because she announced that she was going to go into rehab before she got sentenced, and then she went on to jail. So I don't know if she's actually going
jail to be rehab.
Because she ain't got nothing in there. Now Karen ain't drinking out no toilet.
Okay, because I was about to say there's some toilet wine going on behind bars now. They got that. I don't know what they call it.
Hooch.
Yeah, that hooch. They got that hooch in the prison. So I mean, she will have access to it, honey. So, it is what it is.
Mamere says, "Hi, I'm Vel Vibrations. Hope you had a great day." And she said, "Hi, Miss Kim. I hope you're doing well." Miss Kim said, "Hey, Mamere." Auntie Robert says, "Sorry, but as I said before, the NeNe case was and would never go before a jury. Contractually, it couldn't go to it could only go to mediation, not a courtroom."
Gotcha.
Thank you.
Gotcha.
Auntie Vibration. Stop laughing at me, Miss Kim. Vel Vibration says, "Mamere, I in my Ice Cube voice, today was a good day." Mamere says, "Joel is in love with Giselle." Thinks she's the most beautiful woman he's ever seen. Grr. She chaps my hide.
Keep that energy, Mamere. Keep that energy. You have every
Okay.
right to do so.
And Miss Kim says she's not. Joel got big dreams, says Unveil Vibrations, and we're done.
All right, so real quickly, because it's about 9 now, almost 9 at least. So Tokyo Toni felt the need to come for Khia. Now, I have a feeling that she's doing it for clout. I have a feeling because she knew exactly what Khia would proceed to do in cursing her and reading her the fuck out. I know that she expected this, and so I feel as though Tokyo felt as though, well, things are a little bit dry for me now. I don't have that show on Zeus no more, and all I can do is these Instagram and TikToks and all this stuff. So let me get a little bit of traction on these social media websites. And so Khia has done 2 videos reading Tokyo the fuck down. And I have enjoyed every single minute of it. And at one point, I had a little bit of an issue with Khia actually reading her reads from her phone. But I'm like, no, they're so eloquently done and they're so perfect in the way that she puts them together. I have no issue with it whatsoever. So Khia, keep on reading the girls because they deserve it every single time. And I think Tokyo came for Khia because Khia spoke against Nicki Minaj for speaking at that whole event with Charlie Kirk's wife and all that good stuff. Yeah. And Tokyo apparently had an issue with that. And so Khia proceeded to read the out of Tokyo Toni. I love when she talked about that gap in between her teeth and called her a meth head and all this stuff. Anyways, Bianca, did you see any of this back and forth between Tokyo Toni and Khia? And what are your thoughts? And was it well deserved? Because I think it was.
I didn't see the back, but I saw the forth. Okay, I saw where Khia tore that behind up, and as she should, because first of all, people need to mind their business. Ticket for Nash is a grown woman. She can handle her own. I don't need nobody else going out there to fight. No battles for me, baby, because I got it. Why are you, Tokyo, coming in to speak up on her behalf and just coming for Khia like that? Now, y'all know Khia, and she get that daggone gavel that she about to go off. Why would you do that? She should have ate your behind up, and I want her to post 2 more videos so I can look at them and laugh at that too.
Right. Yeah. Khia did say she won't speak on Tokyo Toni again, but I don't know if I necessarily believe that for sure. I don't know, because I'm sure Tokyo Toni gonna try it again. I saw a video of Tokyo Toni allegedly calling Khia's phone and leaving a voicemail saying, "I'm coming for you, bitch. You gonna see me." Like girl, we know that ain't never gonna. We know Tokyo don't want to see Khia, especially in these streets, honey. Khia from Miami, Florida. I don't know if she's actually from Miami, but I know she's a Florida girl.
She's a Florida girl.
You don't mess with, right. You don't mess with the Florida girls. Jennifer, go ahead. What did you think? Because we was going to talk about this on Monday, but we didn't get the chance. So that's why I wanted to talk about it tonight.
But I do love a Florida read. This is why I can't let go of Khia. Why we can't totally dismiss or let go of Funky Dineva or T.S. Madison, right, or any of the other
Dr. Heavenly
or Dr. I don't know. Dr. Heavenly just get on my nerves, but she is funny.
Right.
She's funny. Some of the stuff she be saying though, I don't think sometimes she realized that some of that stuff come just from her. She have insecurities. And her insecurities be speaking, and that's all I see on her. So when I'm seeing the other Florida girls, it's like, anyway,
Let's not
Yes.
forget Tia Kemp as well.
Oh, Tia.
Yanti.
Auntie,
Aunt,
yes.
Auntie. She amazing people. But yes, all of this is just an opportunity just to be seen for a little bit
Mhm.
and move on and move forward. To be honest, it's helpful for both of them. I'm not saying that Khia is, thirsty and up under the bridge or whatever with the van, but I haven't really seen a lot from her lately. So to see her come out, with doing that, that was something. It certainly was. She is hilarious. She still is hilarious. And one thing I enjoyed when I saw Tia's medicine talk about it, one thing I do enjoy about Tia, she said she may hate that hoe,
Mhm.
but she give accolades when they were due. And she said she read her down. And it's like, yeah, yeah. And she was hilarious. And
And
they did
did that.
and they also talked about how she reads her reads. And and she was like, she's a writer.
Yeah.
She's a hip hop. She writer, and hey, it is what it is. They didn't bring her down for that either. So yeah. All right, Tokyo. God bless you.
Because as good as it sounds, like that's what I had to battle with. Like I had an issue initially because she was reading, but then I was like, it sounds so perfect. Like it wouldn't be, I don't know if it would be this good if she was just coming off the dome. You know what I'm saying? Not that
Exactly.
it wouldn't may not be on the same level. I'm sure it would be just as ruthless, of course, but it wouldn't be as perfected as it is the way that she does it now. So
Because it would have been a bunch of pussy hoes,
okay, bitch ass niggas, like all that good Florida shit.
all that like young T, like Tia Kemp, like it sound more like hers. She wanted to put the words in there, and sometimes to put the words, you got to have the words in front of you. I
Yeah.
understand that. Mamere Extraordinaire says, "Did JoJo just say the F word? I don't think I ever heard him cuss like that."
Mamir,
Admit that.
I'm glad that you don't know me like that. I'm so glad that you don't know me to be that way, and I don't want my use of the F word to change your perception of me. But even if it does, I'm sure you'll see. I hope that you will keep watching. I do.
She
Um,
love it.
I know. Thank y'all so much for joining us. This was great. We got through all the topics that I put in my title, so I'm so glad because I wasn't sure if we want to get there. So thank you guys so much for being here. This was an awesome live. Bianca, why don't you share with the good people your social media contacts before we get out of here?
Bianca Edwards on everything, y'all.
All right, Genesita, your turn.
I am prophetic. Where is it at? I'm prophetic fire Reiki. Won't you come on over on Monday evenings at 8 p.m. so we can just talk about randomness? We always have a good time.
We do. Also, be sure to join us on Faithful Warrior Ministries every Saturday morning at 10-ish a.m. We go live every Saturday morning at 10-ish a.m. to read a devotional and also get some prayer in and to talk to each other. Sometimes we talk about food. We try not to talk about it for too long because we're trying to, get off at least by 11. But, hey, it is what it is. We do what we do and we do it the best way that we know how. So join us on Saturday mornings at 10-ish a.m. Faithful Warrior Ministries on YouTube. Look us up, y'all. Also, be sure to follow me on Instagram. My Instagram is JoJo_speaks3020. My Facebook is Jonathan Lee. My email is williamjonathanlee@gmail.com. My Cash App is $JonathanLee07. That's $JonatanLee07. Once again, thank y'all so much for joining us. Join us next week, same time, same place, same beautiful faces. Jennifer, you want to read that comment for us before we get out of here?
Oh no, the complete opposite, JoJo. I know better. I'm no better. Oh, so she cussing too, like you. She cussing.
Gotcha. We see each other, girl. We see each other. Thank y'all so much for joining us. Join us next week. Same time, same place, same beautiful faces. Love you guys for watching. See you on the next one. Stay safe out there and stay warm out there because it's cold out that door. Bye.